I'd like to get your thoughts regarding the attitude of the Vice President doon po sa House Congressional Budget hearing.
That is,
What do you think of that?
sa tingin ko that was most unfortunate. It shows wala siya natutuhan sa law school, yung separation of powers. It shows na may tinatago siya, ayaw niyang pakita yung kung saan ginastos, yung transparency, which is very basic. Pangatlo, it shows that wala siya talagang respeto sa mga congressmen and to her office. Can you imagine now, di ba niya na-realize ang magpipresent ng budget niya ay si Congresswoman in chairperson, no? Kimbo, no? At kung wala siyang sagot doon, wala rin isasagot si Congresswoman Kimbo, and the possibility that her budget would not be approved and she will get a 1 peso budget, well, that's going to happen. But she doesn't care. I think she's playing a bigger game of political, exploitation. Parang pinapalabas siya na martir siya, nag-iisa siya, nilalabanan niya ito mga to, but she went about it the wrong way. Her attitude was very insulting, very arrogant, para bang exempted siya that she's above the law, that all other people in the government, they will do the job to respect the power of the purse by Congress to make sure that the money that is being given to all the departments can be explained. Siya, exempted siya. And so that's a very bad show. It shows that she doesn't really care for the rule of law. She doesn't use her knowledge of the law. She's a lawyer. And it's a bad show entirely.
Yun. Ang nag-preside ng hearing na yun po ay si Congresswoman Stella Kimbo, pero ang designated po na plenary sponsor ay si Congressman Zia Alonto Adyong. Pero nevertheless, ang hirap talaga ipaliwanag kung hindi sumasagot yung resource person doon sa mga basic na tanong. Ang tanong ko po, Senator, in your long years sa legislation, sa gobyerno, did you encounter anything akin to this, or was this the first time that you encountered something like this?
This is the first time I ever encountered. Itong budget hearings are the only time when the senators and the congressmen can confront the members of the cabinet for their shortcomings or for their inability to spend the funds given to them and trusted to them properly. And that is a task of Congress, to make sure that all appropriations are properly explained and properly distributed in a wise and effective fashion. Now, if the beneficiary agency refuses to explain, then the conclusion is they have something to hide. They've committed a lot of wrongs. Mahirap kasi paliwanag yung confidential fund. Tataka ka, ba't pagkakaroon ng confidential fund yung Vice President? He's already part of the Office of the President, which has all the confidential fund. Bagtas humingi pa siya sa education ng confidential fund. In other words, mukhang suga pa sila sa confidential fund because by its nature, hindi mo kailangan paliwanag, envelope lang pa bibigay mo, okay ka na. And she doesn't want to do that because lumalabas ka, nagkaroon ng disallowance ang COA. I think it's about 73 million pesos na hindi nila mapaliwanag. Then that will signal alarm bells na how can you use the intelligence fund to buy stuff that is not totally unrelated to gathering intelligence to protect the Republic.
Ang claim yata nila, and this was also amplified by Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo and a couple of their allies, wala naman daw po nang hinihingi na confidential fund for 2025. So, yun nga po, was that a valid argument? Hindi ba talaga pwedeng tanungin?
Unfortunately, no, because you have to find out how you spent the previous amounts of money so that you will be given additional amounts of money even if you're not asking for intelligence funds. Kailan paliwanag mo? Paano mo ginastos yung mga binigay sa'yo dati? Are you a responsible executor of the public will na binigyan kayo ng pera, gagamitin niyo para sa tamang paggasto? Ang lumalabas, ayaw niyang paliwanag, so may tinatago siya right away. The implication is, ayaw niyang paliwanag, then may tinatago siya, o may ginawa silang masama na hindi tama, kaya lumalabas ngayon na tinutugi sila ng COA na ipaliwanag, ayaw nila magpaliwanag. Kala nila ganun lang yung disallowance. Alam mo, dapat ipaliwanag talaga yan.
Ano palang tingin niyo rin sa handling ng ng committee ron? Kasi ako mismo nung pinapanood ko, nabigla ako. That was the first time I saw a resource person, kahit pa vice president, siya nagde-dictate doon sa committee. She was questioning whether may rules ba yan, ano ba yung pinagbabasihan ng mga tanong nyo. At a couple of times I think, no, pinapaparitan niya yung presiding officer, pinapaalis niya si Stella Kimbo. Gusto niya mag-preside yung head ng Committee on Appropriations. Yung handling nito, ano sa tingin niyo?
It was gut wrenching. When you are a resource person, you have to answer. You cannot question. You are there to answer questions. You're not there to ask questions or make motions. You cannot say, I want to have this person replaced. If you want to do that, get out of there and go to the Supreme Court and say you're being, abused by a co-equal branch of government, which the Supreme Court will probably not approve anyway because there is respect for a co-equal branch of government. But in this particular case, if the vice president herself doesn't know how to respect the legislature, which is the source of our budget, hindi naman niyang bigay, hindi naman pag-aari ng Kongreso yung pera eh. Tungkulin nila na alamin kung saan gagastusin yung pera. Hindi naman nakakalalaki o nakakaisa yung Kongreso pagtatanungin. Tungkulin nila yan eh. It's their duty to make sure that the money na binigay ng gobyerno ay nagastos ng tama. At kung ayaw pakita, then either they can put her in contempt or they can reduce the budget and even not give them a budget at all because that is the prerogative of Congress. Pero pinalalabas niya, hindi niya kailangan. But if you really go down to it, ito ay magbubukas ng daan kung saan nila dinala yung mga pera nung araw nung mayor siya ng Davao, nung binigyan siya ng confidential fund, magbubukas ng daan yan. So maraming mabubuksan yan and I think she has opened the doors for further investigation kung paano nila ginagasta yung pera because it's well known in Davao that they had tremendous amounts of money that were spent in confidential funds, not to mention the fact that there is even an accusation na ginawa ni Senator Trillanes na isang korporasyon na pag-aari ng pamilya ni Bongo ay bilyon-bilyon na nakuha, kaya yun ang magpapaliwanag na rin yan. It's about time that we realize na nobody is exempt from the law. Nobody is above the law. You cannot be applying Donald Trump's policy na above the law siya. Kailangan magpakita tayo ng talagang pagrespeto sa batas. Otherwise, nobody's going to respect the law anymore.
Isa rin po yata ang concern ni Vice President Sara Duterte and she herself mentioned this during her opening statement dun sa budget hearing. Yung idea o yung fear of an impeachment case being filed against her. Kayo, sinusundan niyo naman po yung mga nangyari dito sa mga Duterte. From your perspective, do you think that would be tenable or in case yung mag-file, meron ba sa tingin yung pwedeng gamiting basehan to file an impeachment case against her?
Well, without batting an eyelash, I think she's laying the groundwork for a possible impeachment. Huwag na tayong umabot doon. Because kung a little bit of proper decorum or proper respect for one another, hindi tayo abot doon. Ang problema nga, she doesn't respect the Constitution. She doesn't recognize her responsibility to be transparent. She doesn't respect a co-equal branch of government. So talagang aabot doon. And ang tingin ko, it's completely unnecessary, although may basihan. So ang sinasabi ko lang, sana wag na umabot sa ganyan because syempre Congress has the prerogative to do what they have to do insofar as the budget, and because it is the first rung of the filing of an impeachment, ang Congress ang mag-imbestiga muna bago padala sa Senado, she's treading on lost ground. But perhaps, like I said, ang laro nila is parang sabihin kinakawawa siya. Paano mo naman kakawawain yan? Katulad nga ng sinasabi ng iba, ako hindi na ako nakikialam dyan masyado nang masalimuot yan. Nakikita ko lang yung lumalabas sa mga social media at sinasabi may librong kaibigan. Bakit ka magsusulat ng libro na maraming mga susulat na on other matters? Tapos tutulok-tukso ko ngayon, lumalabas na ang cover ng libro, yung binubugbog niya, above the law na naman siya. He took the law into her own hands, binugbog niya yung officer of the court. So parang hindi sila nasasanay na ngayon natutugis na yung pamilya Duterte. Masyado na silang na-spoiled na takot sa kanila lahat ng tao at hindi nila realize the world turns over and goes around. And once nakaikot na ang mundo, ngayon papasa sa kanila ang pagkakataon ngayon ng mga ibang tao na sige, magpaliwanag kayo ngayon, hindi na kayo ganyang kalakas at kailangan magpaliwanag kayo, not out of revenge, but to make sure that matters are given the right way of handling. Hindi yung binabakbakan ka dahil bumabawi, pero kung hindi mo may paliwanag, talaga may tama ka talaga.